Well, hey there, it's Mike, and I feel like I have another message for you. I'm not really sure what the message is just yet, um, as I haven't really connected yet spiritually through my spirit to Jesus and to God yet. So I'll just kind of talk a little bit and see where this thing goes. I was supposed to have a testimonial for you today from a friend of mine named Melissa, but for some reason she couldn't do it today. I don't know exactly what happened. I think she's had a real busy week with being Christmas week and having kind of like a blended family and trying to be spread thin, trying to spend time with as much people in her family as she possibly could the last few days. So, yeah, I don't hold that against her, but she's got a really good, incredible story that'll be nice. I should have another story for you too from a guy named Danny. He's also a real estate agent. He's actually like a killer real estate agent, man. He dominates the market. He does incredible sales numbers, and he had a really hard past life, and before he was saved. And I just can't wait to get his story on here so you guys can see, how God can really work in somebody's life and change their entire life and their entire trajectory for where they're going in life. Once you align with him and once you get in that specific path with him and you trust him and you follow him and he takes you into a place that you never thought was possible. I'm sure that Danny never thought that it was possible to be where he is today when he first started everything. He did kind of, come into the business a little lucky because his father was in the business before him. And he did have a little bit of, extra kind of, I guess, business from his dad when he retired or whatever. But he's really blown it up and he's really done an incredible job. So I'm excited to have him on. Hopefully that'll be maybe this week. I'm thinking, but other than that, for me right now, things are going well. I can't complain. I know it's late tonight. I don't usually do podcasts this late, but I wasn't sure if I was going to do one tomorrow since it's Sunday. I might do one because the Ravens aren't playing, and I might have some extra time tomorrow um, to do a podcast. I don't know. My wife and I are going out to an early dinner with some good friends of ours tomorrow night at a country club that we actually used to be members at. Back when things were rocking and rolling for me in real estate, and I decided to join a country club. I was like one of the first agents that did, and then everybody else decided to join. And then things kind of happened in my life, and I had to quit the membership for a little while, and we weren't using it quite as much as we wanted to either. Kind of like the condo at the beach that we had. We weren't quite using it as much as we wanted to. So, we kind of got away from that a little bit. Um, but all in all, my life is rocking and rolling. I have a client, have a pretty decent sized house that I'm gonna be showing on Monday to somebody. So what tomorrow's Sunday. So Monday I'll be showing that, and we'll see. If she likes that, maybe we'll wind up getting a deal done and getting something on the books for beginning of the year. That would be nice. Yeah, I got another deal that's coming that'll be getting listed for, pretty significant amount of money as well. So that'll be coming after the first of the year, which will be good for business. And I got some other stuff in the works, with stuff maybe, popping up a little bit here and there for the business. So, things are starting to kind of pick up a little bit for me. They've been pretty slow last couple months. I don't really know why. I kind of feel like, God has put me in this. I've been in like this Jesus like boot camp or something for the past several months where I've been consistently deciding to follow Jesus, and I've been consistently trying to do the right thing and treat people the right way and do everything that's expected of me every day. And I just think that he's been working miraculously in my life and showing me, who people truly are in my life, and people who I thought were really close and really good friends of mine it turned out to be snakes, and just people I can't trust and people that talk stuff behind my back, and and he showed me all that. Like he uncovered it and unveiled it to me so I could see it. And he did it in a variety of different ways, but it's just it feels like part of my Jesus boot camp that I've gone through has completely like shifted my life, where I've done like this complete like 180 transition where I've turned completely around, and I'm like a completely different person with a completely different value system, with a completely different character, with a completely different mindset, and just what's important in my life and what I'm ready to conquer and go after. And it's not the same stuff that it used to be, man. It used to be all about money and that was it. And now it's like I just don't worry about that stuff anymore. Like, that money's nice and all, it is. You can buy nice stuff, you can buy cool stuff, and you can go on expensive vacations, and you can have experiences and things like that. But you can also help people. You can help people who need it. Like my homeless friend lady Sherry, that she's been going through some stuff. She just lost her job, and sure, she's getting ready to lose her job in the next couple of days. And I spent all day yesterday at work just kind of going through posts on Facebook and trying to find people who might be able to get her a job, and posting out there for her and replying to people. And we might have actually found her something that really fits well for what she's looking to do. She just has to apply online, and she might have like a front desk type of job in a maybe like a urologist doctor's office or something, which might be perfect for her, where she can kind of sit and process paperwork and insurance or whatever she's got to do up there, that she could do, because she's good at that kind of stuff, and you just got to teach her. And then she's got that issue with her car where her check engine light's on, and she took it to like an AutoZone place, but they don't really know what's going on with the car. It could be something as simple as just a new radiator cap. Um, but it doesn't appear to be anything major, that from what they can see in their um, diagnostic check that they did. So that's good. But I have a good friend of mine, Rick. His father, Rick, is actually telling my lady Sherry to go to one of two different mechanics down in Essex, and basically saying, look, just have them look at the car, say it's for me, and have them look at the car and see what they say, and do like a full diagnostic on it, see what the total cost of repairs is to actually get the thing up and running. And maybe we'll be able to have him help out or something. I don't know, with repairs, if there are any repairs, or maybe these guys at the shops will be able to maybe do some pro bono type of work for Sherry and get her car up and running, because it is like her house on wheels. So want to make sure she's running smooth. And my goal is just for 2025 for her is just to have her have a nice job, and making decent income, and being able to transition out of her van and into a home, whether it's through renting or ultimately, purchasing something on her own, where she can, actually maybe get some grant money or get some significant down payment assistance programs that are out there, and use that to be able to put down towards a house, that she can move into, and then eventually be able to maybe start a daycare, in-home daycare again, which is what her goal really is. So, I just kind of befriended her, and I'm just looking again, trying to help her in any way that I can, because I know she's limited in the resources that she has. So I'm just trying to spend, the free time that I have now to help her, and I know everything will work itself out for me. Like I know I'll be busy again, and people will be out there and they'll be buying and selling like they always do. This time of year, it's always slow for everybody. Between Christmas and New Year's, there's not a lot of activity going on. There's a couple agents out there on Facebook saying, "Ooh, look at me! I sold another house. I'm so great, whatever." Yeah, whatever, man. It's just shut up. Like you're lucky you happen to sell a house during Christmas and New Year's, and it just lined up that way. But it's not the busiest time of year for most people, so there's no need to get on Facebook and rub it in everybody's face that I got business and you don't. So ha ha ha. But that's just the way the business goes. That's the way these people are. They're calculated, and it's like anything to be in a constant competition to do one up than somebody else and do better than somebody else. It's just amazing to me, how we treat each other in this business. It's so cutthroat, it's so cutthroat, but it doesn't have to be. Like we all need to get along to get the deal done. So I don't know why everybody's just so cutthroat about everything. It just that part of the business just gets to me. It's like part of it does makes me want to not really, be in it anymore because of that. And just how disgusting it can get sometimes with certain people and the greed and the money and all that. Like, and I used to be all about that. I used to be all about the money, all about the greed, all about the power, all about the fame, all about the numbers, all about everything. And now I just don't care. I just don't care. Honest to God, I just don't care. I just want to be able to make enough money to be able to support my family and take care of my kids and take care of my wife and take care of my dog and take care of what I need to take care of. And that's pretty much it. Like if I make a little bit extra that I can bank in retirement, great. We already got a little nest egg set there too. So, but if I get some more, great. I'll put some there. But if I make anywhere near what I used to make, I'll be helping so many more people with situations that they're in, like Sherry. I mean, if I made that kind of money, I'd just buy her a house myself and put her in it and have her rent for me for like $1,000 a month or something like that and get her in a house, you know? Um, Work something out with her where she can like rent to own it or something with me outside of the table or something. Sell it to her for like $1 when it's all said and done or something. I don't know. There's creative ways you can work things out for people to help people. But I just feel like, God has been working in my life and shaping me and reshaping me and molding me and changing me and blessing me. And I've just done that complete 180. And like I'm ready to kind of turn all the way around and do another 180 where I come back, which is where I'm kind of at now, where I feel like he's like starting to turn me all the way around and shoot me back into the world, saying, "All right, now look at this guy. Like, look at what I did to him, and look at what I can do for him. I can do it for you too." I took a guy who was so self-absorbed and so cocky and so arrogant and so money-driven and money-hungry and just didn't care about anything but himself and his own personal wealth. And I took him and I changed him completely to the opposite person that he used to be. And look at what I've done, and I feel like I'm like turning into this walking billboard testimony for God. Like, you know like uh like this is what he can do for me, so imagine what he can do for you. Like I mean, I wrote a book. Like the book's coming out in February, and I'm getting some pre-release copies. I had to buy them, so I had to buy them. I think they were something like $10 a piece or something like that. I can't remember, but with shipping and everything in it. So, I bought like 50 copies, which I'm gonna start to kind of sell and give out to people at a discounted price from the regular retail price. I think is going to be, which is still really good. I think the retail price they said was going to be around 12.99 or $13 or something like that, which I don't even know if you can go to like Panera and get a sandwich and a soup and a salad for and a drink for under 13 bucks, So, this is a book about, what is the most important thing in your life, which is where are you going? Are you going to heaven? Are you going to hell? And if you have to think about that question, this is the scary part. If you have to think about that question and you think, am I going to heaven or am I going to hell? Yeah, you're probably going to hell. And yeah, I said it. And I think there's a lot of people out there that aren't going to like me saying it, but there's also a lot of people out there that don't realize what they're really doing in their life and what they're ignoring and what they're not paying attention to. And it's the important things like the spiritual world that surrounds us out there. They're not thinking about what's next. They're thinking about what's here and what's now, and they're thinking about having the pleasure now. It's all about, people talk about this with investing and putting away for retirement and all. They have this term that they call delayed gratification, where you don't take it right now. You kind of wait and you put it in there and you let it build. You let the momentum build and grow for you. Well, it's like it's the same thing with this. Like, you may not get the gratification, you may not get the pleasure, the ultimate thrill ride in life. You might not be that celebrity you want to be. You might not be that, famous person that you want to be. You may not be that millionaire that you want to be. You may not be that important top whatever industry you're in, the top person. You may not be that person. That might not be what you're supposed to be. It might not be who you're supposed to be. You might just be a regular person that just kind of helps other people out, and that's what you're supposed to do in life. And it's okay because, what you're doing is you're delaying your gratification, which is heaven. You're delaying that gratification now to have it later and experience it later in life instead of sinning and instead of indulging in your earthly desires and pleasures that are more often than not sins or lead to sins. um, you delay that and you push it off and you avoid and you tiptoe and you don't do the sin, you know, and you do the right thing. You delay that pleasure, for later. Like, you don't think about this, but you're going to go somewhere for eternity. It's not like you're going there for, 70 some years or 80 some years like you do here. Like, that's not that long. 80 years is not that long. And that's what you live, 80, 90 years, whatever, maybe 70, maybe 80 if you're lucky, maybe 100 if you're really lucky. Or are you lucky? I don't know. Do you really want to live till you're 100? I don't know. I guess it depends what you're doing. Are you having fulfillment, in what you're doing? And I would say, are you having spiritual fulfillment in what you're doing? Because it's no mistake that, like, when you walk into a Catholic church today, you walk into a Catholic church, where my wife goes with the kids, my son does the usher and all that. We go there for like a Saturday night mass, and then go to dinner as a family afterwards. If he's doing the usher service, we'll go there, and it's nothing but white hair and gray hair, man. That's all it is. It's these old people, because they get it. They're the ones with the wisdom. They're the ones that understand what's really important in life about being spiritual, about God, and about Jesus. But see, you have the opportunity by watching this. If you're younger, you have the opportunity to experience that now, you know? And you have the opportunity to experience Jesus now with the rest of your life. You have the opportunity to experience, the feeling of having Jesus on your side when you need to, achieve something in your life, or you need to, move to another job or to another career, or make a change in your life, and you don't know what's going on or how you're going to do it or how you're going to accomplish it. Having somebody like Jesus on your side is going to ensure that things go the way they're supposed to go, and they're supposed to go smoothly for you, and you don't have all these problems that all these other people experience in life. I'm not saying that go just because you have Jesus, you're not going to have problems, because, problems, I look at as adversities in your life. So, like, it's adversity, and it's a issue, and it's a challenge, right? So, like, you need to learn how to solve the problem, you know? And like we do this when we're really super young too, like when we're babies, right? We cry, and we cry and we cry, and what are we crying for? Well, it's usually only one of a few reasons. Like, you got to go to the bathroom, you went to the bathroom, you're hungry, or you want to go to sleep, like, or you want your, something to suck on in your mouth. So, like, that's it. Like, that's what you're crying for, and it's up to your parents to get work through that adversity and figure out what you need, and then give it to you to soothe you, to get you to stop crying. I'm like reliving that right now with the little dog, and I was going to put the dog on the podcast, but right now it's sleeping with my son in the other room, so I didn't want to wake him up and get him all riled up and get him on the podcast and have him running around the house until my wife comes home from the movies, because that's where she went with my daughter and tonight. And I just don't know, where I'm going is the adversity is a chance in your life to solve the problems that you're presented with. And that is how you grow, and that is how you learn, and that is how Jesus teaches you where you're going and where you're moving to. And you know, that's why it's not always a smooth and easy road when you go with him, because there's a lot of learning, man. Like, a lot of learning, and changing your beliefs, and um, challenging your thoughts, and just completely bending your mind into other ways that you never thought were possible for you to think. Like, just in just completely different ways, with the wisdom that he gives you, the wisdom that he shares with you, through prayer and through communication with him and through just spending time with him. Like, that is the goal, is to spend time with God, and spend time with walking with Jesus, like, that's where you learn everything you need to learn. And the younger you are when you start that journey with him, the better off you're going to be in your life, because you're going to be that much further ahead than everybody else is, you know? And that's kind of like why I'm trying to do this like book thing, and why I'm trying to do this podcast thing, and why I'm trying to get the message out there to everybody that, like, Jesus is real, and God is real, and the Bible is real, and it all did happen. And, like, you just need to start to learn to embrace it, and you need to start to find some time to incorporate studying it and bringing it into your life. Like, it is super important, for you to do this, if for nothing else than to delay the gratification of getting into heaven, you know? Like, forget everything else, about why you would want to believe in Jesus and why you would want to follow Jesus and why you would want to be like him and why you would want to change your life and change your behavior and grow in spiritual and grow into a new spiritual type of person who changes their life that can help other people change their lives. Like, forget all that. Like, do it for the selfish thing, man, because that's what we work on. We're selfish people. I was talking to a buddy of mine about this today, and it's not always bad to be selfish. You know, use it to your advantage. Use being selfish to your advantage and say, I want to go to heaven. I want to go to heaven. So it's okay for me to be selfish in what I choose to do because I'm choosing to do the right things that are going to allow me and afford me the opportunity to go before Jesus and get accepted into heaven. You know, this is like a one shot deal that you kind of got here, too. Like, there's no like do overs. Like, you just die and then you go meet Jesus. And then he either says, thank you for everything you've done for me, my son. Come on in and enjoy the party. And meet the Father. Or he says, I don't know who you are, man. You didn't do anything you were supposed to do down there. Bye bye. And you're gone into hell, into the fire. For how long? Eternity. Eternity. All because you chose to ignore the call from Jesus. And you decided to ignore people like me. And you decided to ignore people like the pastors at your church, or the priests at your church, or the deacons at your church, or whoever that's speaking to you and telling you you need Jesus in your life. Not just for the time that you're in church, not just for that 45-minute sermon that they give you. I'm talking about for the rest of your life. Every single day, you need to have time to pray. You need to have time to worship. You need to have time to meditate. You need to have time to have some serious one-on-one personal alone time with God and with Jesus through the Holy Spirit. You need that. Everybody needs that. And the thing is, once you get a taste for it, it's no different than any other drug. It's more potent than any other drug out there on the market or illicit. It doesn't matter. This is when you get a taste of that spirit and you get the feeling that you get to experience when he's inside of you and he's living with you every single day and just guiding you and taking control of your life because you're surrendering yourself over to him and you're allowing him to do it because we have free will. We can say no. This is my life. Stay away. I know what's best for me. You don't. We can do that. Or we can say, you created me. You made me. You know what I want. You know my hopes and dreams. Because not only do I tell them to you when I talk to you, and we have that alone time with each other, you just know it inherently because you are God. So you know what's best for me, and you know what's going to be the best for me, and you're going to present what's best for me. And then when you start believing that, and you start getting this faith about it, then you start really believing it, then you start being like me, where I don't worry so much about going out and lead generation for all these leads and paying thousands of dollars to all these companies to send me buyer and seller leads and all this crap. I don't, because I know God is going to send the right people my way. God is going to send people my way that need to buy and sell. And he's going to provide. If that's what I'm supposed to do, if I'm supposed to be a real estate agent, then that's what he's going to do for me. Now, what if I'm not supposed to be a real estate agent? See, I don't know. And that's what I feel like in this downtime, the time I've had to sit here and reflect and completely turn and be re-released to the world. It's like being re-released to the wild, like I'm a new stallion again. I'm a new horse again. Like I'm ready to run the race. But this time I got wisdom. This time I know what lane I want to be in for the start of the race. See, because I've run the race before, I've done it before. It's like going back to high school, but only you get to redo it with the wisdom that you have now. That's what it's like when you find God and He rechanges your life. And He spins you around and He chews you up and He molds you and He strips you down and He builds you back up again and He puts you back together again like Humpty Dumpty, and He just patches you up and fixes you up and makes you perfect again. You don't forget what you had. Now you have that wisdom, plus you have even more wisdom that He's given to you. And then He's brought more people into your life that are providing you with wisdom, in your Bible study groups and in your men's groups and in your recovery groups and in your church groups, and all your small groups. He's giving you all the support, all the new friends, all the great Christian contacts that you're going to need to succeed. And that's what He's going to do for you. He's going to do all that for you. And you're going to have a new life. Yeah, it might not be easy in the beginning. It might take a few months or a year or whatever, maybe a couple years and whatever to go through His little program He's got you in. But once you're through it, man, you are good to go. You are good to go. So what are you waiting for? Why are you not having conversations with God? Get on your knees before you go to bed tonight and just say, God, like, what am I doing wrong? What do I have to do to know you? What do I have to do to grow with you? What do I have to do to have you take control of my life? Like, I want you. I need you. I want to worship you. I want you to be with me forever. That's what you need to do. That'll start the conversation. That's what's important. What's important now? You talk about what's important now. That's important now. So hopefully this resonated with some people out there. Like, comment, share. It'll be on Mike's Ministries at some point on Facebook, and it'll be on YouTube, and it'll be all over the place. So thank you for taking time to watch this video. Don't know what I'm going to call it yet. More ramblings tonight, but you still got the message. You got a good message, and the Spirit eventually came out and kind of taught you what I needed to teach you. So God bless all of you. Have a great evening.